Congratulations, Sumanta.
Thank you, Hafiz.
Are you
Thanks a
happy
lot.
now?
Really,
Are you happy now?
definitely. Definitely, yeah.
Yes, because I want to just know this one that whether you are happy now because the last couple of weeks, approximately last 2 weeks actually, you are very much in a rush to sit for the exam. Though at the very beginning, I thought that you are taking that to experiment. Later, I found no, it's not about that. You're extremely looking for the score as soon as possible. So then I found, okay, no, I really appreciate the way you are doing, and and finally you got the score, and it's a magic, mate. Remember that it's a magic because I personally believe that uh, whenever you are getting a score, that means definitely whatever you have done for the last couple of days, it's the reflection that is very important. Okay, so what we'll be doing today, like I always make a videos with all successful students so that this video can be used for more students to educate them that what was your experience in the exam centers in your preparation time, how everything is was going, so that you can share your own ideas, own thoughts, own experiences, so that others who will get some information from this video, they can actually get prepared that what they should do, what they should not do, what are the areas they have to work. So that's the reason I always make that one, and I always make a summary of every single video, and who are very much potential, I always share with them over the phone the way I shared with you a few days ago that a lady got the score and what are the
Yeah.
things she shared. So it is the way I'm actually doing for the last probably 6 years that I'm doing in this particular pattern, that I'm taking some insights
Hmm.
from you. I am getting that insights. I'm trying to educate myself. I'm trying to educate other students so that they can follow that pathways to get their desired score. Okay.
It's
So
kind
it
of
is
a
all
retail
about your
lecture, I
it is
think.
all about your experience. It is all about your experience.
Yeah,
You will be the
definitely.
motivator right now. You will be the person who will tell me the story. And definitely I will add more points, but it will be a very friendly discussion so that we can bring as many as insights from our own discussions. It can be helpful for other people as well. Okay. Okay. Now,
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah. So the first question I always, kick off the session is you can introduce yourself, who you are, and why you are sitting for the PT exam, why you need to sit for the PT exam. So just start the session.
Sure. Hello everyone. I'm Sumanta. Nice to meet you all. I'm sitting for the PT exam now, and this the reason is, trying to extend or increase my scores in the immigration system that we have currently. So yeah, apart from that, I think I've always had a you know touch for English, and I always like to be in touch with English, and this is one of the things that already encouraged me towards the exam, and that's why I took it. It's not the first time that I took it. The last time I didn't have any preparations, and this is the second time I've been sitting.
Okay, great. So, Sumanto, you are very much honest because I really like the approaches you have always followed. Because I can recall that you contacted us several times before getting enrolled because you did some research. I can understand that where you
Yeah.
can get better support and services to get your training. And after that, you thought that this is the right place. Could you please try to tell me that how you found us and why you have selected for your PT preparation coaching? What's the reason behind this?
Absolutely. So yeah, as you do, right? This is market research and everybody does it. So, first of all, you just reach out to people, you try to understand what's their approach, you try to understand how that will benefit you, and that's how the market is, right? The second point that I would like to make is I've even taken classes from some of them before even deciding. And what was the tip of the iceberg was who is actually understanding your problems, right? Everybody needs to be there. There are classes, right, who will guide you, but they won't be guiding you in your way. So you need to understand. Until you understand, it won't be of specific help to you, no matter how many classes you do, no matter how many, exercises you take on. If it's not streamlined to you, it won't help you anyway. So I think that has been a tip of the iceberg for me, to just turn over and decide, okay, this person, I believe this guy or this person. So I think I'll go with them. And there are several institutions as well where I've seen, multiple people. I've talked to one person, but there is a separate person who is actually taking the class. So I think that is also something that, was a turning point, because if I don't know who is taking the class and there is somebody random just assigned to me, I don't know if I can believe them, right? And if it's totally 100%, if I can't even go to the study center, then that won't be helpful. Not that I needed it, but then again, I had the means to do it. But mind you, I have taken classes from, places where I don't stay. So I think what you need to understand is this right for you or not? So you have to make that as a rational decision, to understand how it's affecting you, whether the person is devoted to you for your betterment.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it. Thank you
Yeah.
very much
Yeah.
for your honest answer. So, for better
Yeah.
understanding, when you called us, you was a little bit worried about your writing performances, the way you are writing. So you are telling that whom I am getting teach my training, so I should know that person in a better way, so that that person can train me the way I am looking for. So definitely, I
Correct.
took your call. I sat with you at the very beginning. I tried to make you understand what's the problem. And then you understood, okay, I'm talking to the same person who will be providing me the training. So I believe that this person can help me, and that you decided. Thank you very much for your
100%.
honesty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I'm really happy that you got the perfect 90 scores and you got listening and writing 90, that you came to us to get your desired score 79 plus, but you got writing 90. I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
But could you please tell me the overall experience working with me or working with us, the way you actually definitely you practiced a lot, because I will definitely give you the 100% credit, because if a student cannot practice, no magic can happen, because it is you first, you have to practice, you have to focus on your improvement areas, you have to ignore that what are the things you are not doing good, you not ignore, that is you have to focus on those areas. Now could you please tell me the journey, that the last couple of days, the way you have been working with us, so that others can be motivated a little bit more?
Actually, I want to start in the beginning,
Yeah,
because that's where, some of the important points are as well. So I started with Ape Uni,
yeah.
that's a website where I used to practice. And there's some, scores that I got. Then I sent those stamps over to you, right? Initially, I thought that, okay, I've been getting feedback from you, but then I'm getting good scores in Ape Uni. Maybe that will help me. But that's not actually the case. So the main thing is that you don't vomit information. And that is where, a lot of people just go and, everybody has a different pace. So what I learned was, it's not about your pace always. You have to understand what is the pace at which you can talk at a, continuous tone, and also maintain your rhythm. So I think this is very important, because not only keeping that, also you have to understand what other things I can tweak in the other categories, so that I can bring them over to my and apply to my situation. For example, speaking. Okay, we are done with speaking. First of all, let's say there are other things, right? Listening, reading, and writing. Now, how that has improved? So when you're going on a daily basis and you're taking those tests, you need to always take the tests. That always helps. And mock tests are very important, right? I had to take, almost 2 to 3 mock tests on a weekly basis, because if you don't do that, you won't understand the pace at which the questions come, and you won't be prepared. Your brain won't be prepared. So one of the things is that. Third is, I think while you're preparing for specific modules, you need to parallelly have a touch with all the background other modules as well, even if those are not in your improvement area. Still, you would like to keep those. Otherwise, 1 week later, you will see that you have gone down on those. So I think that is also something I've noticed on my first mock, the PTE site mock. And that is where I think there was a turning point. I understood that, I need to take everything on a parallel basis, even if I am significantly working on something else. So I think these are the major points. And the last week was more about fine tuning and tweaking each of those to better suit, whether I'm making some silly mistakes. I think those are the main things I will say. Silly mistakes you cannot afford for 79 plus, because if you make one small mistake, as I saw, like, it makes a huge difference in 3 modules at one time. It's
Yes.
listening, reading, speaking. So I think you need to always be mindful and conscious of how you are performing, and you need to take mind notes and write them down if you want to actually improve. So I think this is as
Yeah,
a
this is a
lot.
great answer. But I want to add one thing, that what you are trying to say, that you are very much focused on some of the writing tasks, that is summarize written text, summarize spoken text. Then when you took the Pearson mock test, you realized that yes, though I am focusing more on a specific items, but to get desired score 79, it's all about the overall performances of all type of questions. Then you actually
Correct.
focused more on speaking, writing, reading, listening, because I can
Everything
understand.
all
Yeah,
together.
I can understand, because at the very beginning, your mindset was that, Hafiz, I am not getting good score in the writing, so I have to give the best shot in the writing section. That's a very good approach. But on top of that, we should not ignore the other questions, other types of questions, which also contribute huge amount of score in 2 or 3 sections, because it's an integrated scoring. So I believe that this
Correct.
will help others, that they should not practice what they want. They should practice every single items if they want to get
Hmm.
79 in each module. Now, Sumanto,
Also,
yeah, tell me.
to
Yeah.
prioritize, last thing is, to prioritize, you must know what are the most important modules. Otherwise, you won't be able to manage the time in the exam hall. So
Yes.
I think yeah,
That's also important, that in
that's the most. Yeah,
setting
yeah,
the priority for especially reading
okay.
and listening questions, because in these
Listening.
two particular sections, you have a specific time, but and you have to manage the time by yourself. So definitely time management is
Exactly.
key. So you have to set the priority. Now, Sumanto, to get 79, I found for the last couple of years that some people, they think, oh, I am very good in the speaking. But the way they perform speaking, so they got like 79, but still they're struggling to get 65 in reading or 65 in listening. What is your thought regarding the way we have been working together? That it's only speaking, or it's all about speaking with content, with proper way, the way actually Pearson works? What is your insights regarding that particular topic?
Yeah, I think I faced a similar trouble as well. For me, it was in the starting, it was not only pace. So I started with pace, and I went on with all the content, and tried to complete everything, right? But then there was a point where I realized, okay, there are 3 modules. It's not only coming to the content only, or the pace at which you are going. You need to understand how the scoring system works, how it picks up what you are doing in the exam. So it's an AI system. So you need to provide, I mean, 100% fluency, but along with that, you also need to provide a rhythm in which you speak, so that the modules that you are going to contribute, or those questions are going to contribute, they are actually correctly analyzed by the application as well. If you are going too fast or too slow, then it might intercept you in a different manner. So I think an integration of everything, whenever you're going for a read aloud, or let's say you're going for repeat sentence, right? So I think these are some things that you need to have 100% concentration on, and be very, you know, conscious of what you are reading or what you're speaking, so that this system picks up and you understand, right?
Yeah.
That sentence also you have to understand, otherwise you won't be able to repeat it or even
Yeah.
retell the lecture. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great because
So I think, yeah.
when you joined at the very beginning, you told me, I can recall that, Hafiz, the way I'm personally speaking, I'm confident enough. Rather, we found that it's not about speaking or writing, it's all about a overall performances. And then you focused on every single item, every single section seriously so that you can understand what are the areas you have to work. Now, Sumanta, one thing I want to make sure that when you started focusing more on writing. Two important skills were not performed in a better way. One was your grammar, one was your spelling. And then I found that you were very serious on proofreading. You actually focused more on checking your task. Could you please tell something about how students can avoid spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes and get a solid 10 to 15 extra marks in listening and writing? Whatever the things you did, could you please share?
So to start with, we are only speaking about writing, right?
Yeah,
In this one. Okay.
yeah.
Now, first of the things that we need to understand is the grammar. So I actually went through the whole, I mean, for me, proofreading, I don't have much time at the end, right? So whenever I start writing, what I do is I ensure always that I read that sentence once I am, nearly done with it, or at least when I am doing with it, so that I'll understand where the punctuations are required, if there are any spelling mistakes, are there any words with spelling mistakes. Now I'll try to avoid them, and wherever you need a comma, full stop, or a spelling, I'll need to understand that as well. Now, what changed the most thing is congruency, and the other one was, I don't remember the exact term. So what that speaks about is the structure. So you need to have a start, finish, and the 2 points that you are putting within them. Within that, you also need to have examples and how you differentiate those, which point is the most important, and how you are differentiating them. Is it actually, adding up to what you are defining in the top and the last paragraph? So we just need to structure it, and also we need to keep each of those modules in mind, I mean each of those points in mind whenever we are constructing the sentences. Give ample examples, and then write the conclusion accordingly, all within 200 to 300 words. And we need to mind our punctuations very, properly, and otherwise it's only one spelling mistake will, I don't know how much it will, affect your scores, because one spelling mistake I saw, it took around 20 or 15 or 20 marks, something like, in SWT and the writing essay. So
SST,
I think,
summarize the spoken text and summarize the
yeah,
context.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think these are the main things: grammar and spelling first. Second, third is the punctuations as well, and understanding what tense it is in. So you can do the best. You don't need fluffy sentences, or you don't need some extravagant essay
Ornamentation, that is
content.
something
Exactly.
out that is not in the content, but you are bringing outside and making ornamented sentences that, oh, it doesn't make any
Hmm.
sense, but still you are thinking that you are bringing very new words, you are bringing some high frequency vocabularies, and you are expecting good score. That's the next question is, some people I have seen that when they are doing summarize a spoken text, they are not listening carefully. What they do, they are actually picking some 7 or 8 words and then making their own sentences with the templates. What is your thought about these particular approaches? What you think that, what you believe that, what is the right approach?
Okay, first I was doing summarize spoken text in an incorrect way, I might say, and I was making complex sentences out of the total narrative. I think how I improved was, I noted down the main points, but first I noted down in phrases. So we need to pick up phrases and understand the main, what is the main understanding of the whole lecture that's being given by the speaker. Next, we need to bring them together in a way, because in the spoken text, since you're writing, here your grammar and your content will matter. So we need to start with, let's say I'm starting with, okay, what is this talking about? You don't necessarily need to start with, speaker mentioned blah blah blah. You just need to mention what is the main idea of the topic, start with that. Then don't repeat any things what you have already mentioned, and try to mention new facts. Just try to keep it crisp and within, I think, 70 words, 50 to 70. Yeah, I think that's what I will advise. Instead of making big sentences, break them into chunks and, you know, just construct them. Yeah,
Yes, I found that people are mostly focusing on fancy templates, and they are actually injecting some words into that, and they're expecting that they're getting 79, but it doesn't make sense at all. So,
yeah.
Sumanto, another questions. I am facing this one so many times that I know you are a full-time worker, full-time employee. On top of that, you have your own busyness, that you have some other commitment, other schedule. But you have attempted multiple mock tests. That means you have managed your time, you have taken care of your jobs, your personal life, your family life. Could you please advise that how others can follow and what the way they should work so that they can also get motivations and follow the way you have done for the last couple of weeks or couple of days?
I think the main point is we need to manage our time. That's all. Um, you need to be true to yourself, right? Whenever you are preparing for it, if you are saying you're going to complete in a month or two, just make that commitment to yourself. And it can be at night 1 or 2 o'clock as well. But you need to practice. You need to give in daily effort. And what I will say is, it totally depends on you, right? Saturday, Sundays, if you think you will be able to do, you won't be. So don't depend on Saturday, Sundays. Do it on the weekdays. If it is like after 9, that's fine. After 10, that's fine. Take a mock test, 2 hours, right? It won't even take 2 hours because it's usually 2 hours, they say, but it will be around 1 hour 45 to 1 hour 50 minutes, something like that. So I think remembering that, and if you have everything ready with yourself, it won't be a big job. Time management is key, and that's where you need to prioritize and take those. But yeah, even if it is you're not able to take the mock test, you think that okay, my number of mocks will reduce, then I think what you can do is take those small activities which you need to improve. And Hafiz suggested one thing to me was, go through your own recordings. What are you talking about? Just go through that, just listen and understand, are you doing your best or not? If you are not, then definitely you know where to go, where you are missing out.
Self-evaluation.
So if you exactly, if you don't take that evaluation, nobody can help you. You need to listen to what we usually do is we just go and run, and we take the test, we take mock test and go on, right? That won't help. You have to do your own evaluation, you have to be your own instructor, and you have to take the test in that way. Otherwise, it's just all a waste, everyone's time. You won't be able to. Yeah,
Great advice. Great advice. I'm
yeah,
really happy the way you shared your knowledge and experiences. Now, next is something that I always ask to my students that if in future any of your colleagues or any friends and family members in looking for PT preparation coaching, would you like to recommend and why you will recommend us?
absolutely. So what I will say is the devotion that I saw, you know, um, daily wise, I was, working on I joined one of the classes. I asked Hafiz, can I join this class? He was like, okay, you can join, but I don't know how much of it will be, your, specific genre. So I joined the class, and then, we had, but then I recognized what I can do in that time is I can, take the test. Now, after doing that, going over that, for Fridays, we always have a call, right? And sometimes Hafiz is back to back calls till, let's say, 7, 8, 9, whatever. We also sat at 10:30 to actually discuss.
Yes.
And also what I liked was during the holidays as well, he took the call. He actually advised me, you know that, okay, these are the points that you need to work on. Whatever you need from me, just tell me. Any other provider, I don't think that will happen, right? So I think the third thing is the test day. Okay. He called me and, told me, how prepared are you? Don't think much about it. Go with a cool mind. I know you will do well. So I think these are the things that influence my choice. And definitely I would like, people I know to be a part of this engagement if ever they require, the services. Definitely has been a great help. You never know how much of a personalized suggestion you are getting, because unless you reflect, you won't be able to understand what's going on, or who is, I mean, how do I select, from a couple of, I have so many options. I don't know how to go for it. So I think you need to understand, right? That what is it that you are missing and who is giving that effort. But definitely, Hafiz, from your point of view, yeah, 100% recommended.
Because, eventually I know, because when I can recall that when you did the assessment test, when I read your writing, that is your summary, from there I understood that this person must get 79 plus. Yes, he needs some sort of advice where he can fine tune some areas, but the basic you have, that is the understanding, the academic knowledge you have, this is solid. And that cannot be injected within one day, 1 month. Already you have. So definitely I can help you. And that's the reason I always find out that who are the most potential that I can help them to get their score, because the sooner you can get their score, the best can be happen, because at the end of the day, your target is done. Now, I know that why I told you that don't think too much, because I know as you, the way you think, absolutely the best. But when you are thinking too much about A said that, B said that, Hafiz said that, that means you are getting overburdened. That means something, oh, I have to do that one.
Hmm, hmm.
But as a you, whatever the things you understand, that's very good to get 79. That's why I always tell you that don't think too much. Because whenever you are trying to inject so many thoughts, it means that you are not performing the way you can perform. You're always trying to follow others. That cannot be the best solution for you. That I believed
Yeah,
personally.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. I think at the start also, I understood, right? The person who is going to actually take that effort to understand, in the first call itself, let's say I had a call with you, right? So the first thing that I understood was, okay, so you are 100% devoted. Yeah, you are practical as well. You're saying that there is not going to be any magic. Rather, I'll reflect on how you are doing, and you have to improve. You have to take a self reflection. You have to take a call on what's important for you. So I think these are the points that will actually help anyone, to take a decision, right? And to understand, it's a very streamlined process, right? You need to understand who is giving that effort to you. Not everybody will.
Yeah.
And I
True.
have
True.
been to multiple. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
happy. I'm happy. I can take all the words as a compliment, because the way you are telling, I'm really happy, because I think like the way I'm working on the right way, so that at least you guys can be benefited, because my goal is to help you. It's not about, I told all the time you, and I am telling that I'm not a magician that I can help you to get a score. I'm only a person who can guide you what is wrong, what is right, based on my experience, so that you can follow the right path and get your desired score. And that I did,
right.
nothing else.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Now, I asked these questions to everyone till 2018, from 2018 till now, that you have to say one sentence regarding your experience. One sentence. You have to consider it as a repeat sentence or write from dictation. So you have to construct that sentence about the way you got the services, Hafiz, me, and I am giving you 10 seconds. You can construct, and after that, you can deliver any one sentences.
No, I think, yeah, this has been an awesome, couple of weeks for me. It's been an awesome learning experience and reflection on myself, rather than what we need to prepare for so many topics, getting overwhelmed with things. So, pointing in the right direction, getting those sorted, and you know, the personalized approach. I think 100%, 100 marks or even 150 marks to you, Hafiz. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sumanta. It's a nice session because the summary of this particular session I'll definitely pass to all potential students because it's not about that you are saying some good things. It's all about the experience because you got 19 PT examinations, you struggled, then you tried to understand what are the areas you have to improve. You improved, you gave proper time to yourself, you took a couple of mock tests, you sat with me, we discussed many
Mm.
times for the last couple of days. At the end of the day, that is a sweet achievement. The achievement is you got 90 out of 19 PT examinations. I just wish
Actually, you
you
have
all
to
the
take
best.
the, yeah, you have to take the initiative, right? Because unless you take that initiative, it won't reflect back on you. So, yeah,
Yes.
sorry, Hafiz, go on.
Yeah, no, no, that's all right. That means initiative means
Yeah,
true. I does desire, the
true
want.
initiative.
Yes,
Yeah,
true
exactly.
initiative. It's not about, oh, one of my friend got 79. Let's try. Not like that. It's all about that
Uh,
how much you are dedicated to your performances, to your learning, to your practices. I just wish you all the best. I think you are a very hard, dedicated person, hardworking person. You will achieve whatever you want. Just you have to stick to your goal, stick to your initiative, whatever you said. And it's a nice session. I have worked with you. I really feel that, yes, one chapter is closed. We are looking for another chapters.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, Hafiz, thanks a lot. I mean, for your dedication as well, I think many people are doing well. So I think kudos, all the
Yes,
best.
all the best. Thank you. Thanks, right?
Thank you.